we need a competitive match badly. We just to see what it looks like, because the blowouts very much lead to what we talked about last week and what Riggs is talking about now, where you get a lot of laughing, you get a lot of like it's just not competitive. So it's in a like one of our main critiques is it needs to be more competitive. Through 2 weeks, we haven't even given them the opportunity to be competitive because it's such a blowout. Maybe early on it can be competitive, but as soon as it starts to slip away, it's just not competitive, and it's not a competitive league that's going to be compelling in that way. Like as great as the Kisner stuff was last night, and he's a star. Like he's so funny. The things that he does, blading that bunker shot, hitting the stick, making Tiger laugh until he had tears running down his face. Like that was an incredible moment that will live forever. But that is not, it was great, but that is not what the league can be. It can't be that. Like it got to the end and it was such a show, and it was 11-1. And the only thing people were grabbing onto was Max being entertaining. Tiger Woods was there, and Kisner was hitting some of the most ridiculous shots, good and bad, that you will ever see. That I'm with Riggs, that I was entertained. I was never going to turn it off, but it certainly can't live on that level. And I don't think it intends to. I think it intends to be competitive, but we've gotten such bad bounces with one team playing so much better than the other that it's just not even close to competitive. So we haven't even really got a look at what that can be. And that is hurting the league in that respect. The clips that we got from Kisner, again, were so good that that's going to help the league right now. But I think as it goes forward, to Frankie's point last week, was there's got to be some level of competition. I don't think it has to be 90% competition, 10% laughing and making fun of each other, but it can't be 90% blowout every single time, because that's going to get old at some point, and you're not going to have Max and Kiz and Tiger every week.
Yeah, you certainly can't let the result, though, be the main takeaway, because that's just sports. Like, there's always going to be a winner and loser if one team plays better than the other. The league is not set up to be able to handle, like, no league is able to handle the entertainment value of a blowout. That's just is what it is.
Yeah.
Like Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football Thursday Night Footballs were like a dud this year, and they were getting made fun of endlessly on Twitter and Instagram of people being like, how are they putting these teams out there? There was never a good game, blah, blah, blah. Like, it is what it is. Like, the sport is there. Hopefully that people play closer. I will say that I do think that they listen to some of the critiques. I don't know if they listen to our show, but you could tell the first hole, the entrances were cool. I've stood by, let everyone get through their home openers or their first matches. Let them keep introducing what the game is. You're still getting new viewers. The ratings were great for week one. You know that more people are going to tune in for week two, because Tiger, you have to explain the game. It's going to be a little bit of a slower start because of that aspect. I'm okay with that. And you have a little bit more characters, definitely more characters in this one than you did last week. So the anticipation was pretty high. The intros were great. If you go back and watch that first hole compared to the first hole in week one, the music was basically turned off. When Sahith Theegala had that little chip, obviously Tiger's moment was great. The crowd was going crazy when the balls were hitting the fairway. When Sahith had that little chip on the side of the green, he's holding his heart because his heart was literally pounding in his throat. He was so nervous. Bro, it was dead silent in there. It felt like he was chipping at the Masters. Go back and watch that clip. Watch it in real time. Don't just watch a regular like Instagram clip. If you go back and watch the actual broadcast, they turned the music off. And it was like this, and you could hear Colin being like, where do you like to hit it? Where's the grain going? I felt like, if that continued, if Kevin Kisner didn't suck, if that continued, because he's the only reason they got blown out. I mean, he was hitting the water every single time.
Tiger was also missing greens with wedges at times too. It was
like,
well,
that's yeah. I mean, Kisner was really put them in a hole. I mean, like they were throwing the hammer, he was hitting the water, he flew the green by 30 yards to start. It's like it was a lot.
He struggled. It
was really, really bad. And he's our guy, but it's like he knows he was bad. And I just think if that competition would have stayed like what they built in that first hole, and like them pushing pushing each other to make the putts, and the crowd going nuts when the chips got close. I think they pushed the first hole. So it was like, if that continued, the way they all walked from the green to that next tee, and like you could feel it was like, now we're going. Like these guys wanted to make those putts to stay even. And we only got it for like 25 minutes because then it started to kind of slip away. But I thought that they took really good strides going forward. You could still have the Kevin Kisners hitting the pin and laughing and Tiger laughing. That all is going to come with a blowout. Like stuff just happens. Like I don't think that they were consciously being like, this is going to be a joke of a league, so we're all going to laugh. Like Kisner rocked the flags like 100 miles an hour. Like, it was the worst golf you've ever seen from a pro. Of course, Tiger Woods was keeling over laughing. I've never seen him react like that ever. So that all is good stuff. I honestly think that this, regardless of the result, I think that they are adapting week to week. I think that they really showed that they can nail the intensity. What we saw in the first hole, if that existed for 2 straight hours and it came down to the final hole, we would have been on the edge of our seat watching Tiger Woods chip and putt and Max Homa and all these guys throwing hammers, deciding if they're going to take it. Like, the strategy is there. I'm telling you right now, what I saw, in my opinion, it's not a fact, in my opinion, I thought yesterday was way more sustainable than week 1, and I am very excited for the coming weeks. I really think that they made strides going forward with it. I really do.